Therefore, if he complies and prays, alhamdulillah, he's a Muslim. Regarding the other things that he's not practicing, we try our best to give him da'wah bit by bit and advise him and warn him of Allah's wrath and punishment. Maybe this would help. But if he is defiant, if he insists on not praying, you cannot stay with him, and you have to seek separation from him on the grounds that he does not pray.
But the question as well, Shaykh, if you can clarify this as well. She wants to know from the very beginning, someone who had this intention to marry, from the beginning, is the marriage valid?
Well, at the very beginning, we did not have the chance to scrutinize the man and test him. So he claimed to be a Muslim. We take his claim as it is.
Yes.
Allah did not instruct us to open their hearts.
Yes.
But after the marriage has been conducted, we look into his behavior. And if he insists on not praying at all, he's not a Muslim. And then you have to draw the line.
Okay, we have a question here from Brother Abdul Rauf, and he says, do I have to put on my clothes after a shower in order to perform wudu, or I can perform the wudu during the shower?
There is no relationship between performing wudu and covering your body. So if a person is totally nude and he's performing wudu, his wudu is correct. It doesn't add any value, and it does not deduct anything from the reward of it, inshallah.
Okay, Sister Amina from Nigeria, she says, if a sick person tried everything, every doctor, and nothing didn't work, is it advisable to look into the possibility that he or she has been affected by jinn? And what is the correct method of ruqyah?
Well, I believe that we went through a similar question, and the answer would be, yes, there is a possibility. There's always a possibility, but we should not make jinn, evil eye, envy, being possessed, magic. We should not make them our scapegoat. So whenever we have a failure in our lives, we say that this is due to jinn. And whenever the wife is not doing well, we say that this is sihr or magic. And whenever the child flunks the exams, we say that this is an evil eye, and so on. But nevertheless, if you tried the doctors, the physicians, and they all said that there's nothing wrong, then you should apply ruqyah, but you should have applied ruqyah from the very beginning, because you always need Allah more than you need anyone else. You make ruqyah, and at the same time you go to the doctors, but not to let the ruqyah to be the last thing and just give it a try. We've tried everything. The last thing we have is we try ruqyah, we try Allah Azza wa Jal. This is not the right approach to this.
Okay, we have Sister Noni from Sudan. Assalamu alaikum, sister. You're live and ask all your questions, please.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I have two questions, Sheikh. The first is regarding the rule for Jama. If I was traveling on a day trip more than 90 marhala, is it? And I wish to Jama Zuhur into Qasar, can I do it when I arrive back at where I came from home? Okay. And then second of all is there a particular ruling on kunut? Because in Malaysia, for the subuh prayer, Fajr prayer, we perform the kunut. So I want to know whether it is something of a must or is it just a sunnah. Thank you.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam. Sister Noni there from Sudan. We also have Brother Muhammad from Mauritania. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You're live on Ask Huda.
Wa alaikum salam.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, my question is about the veil. Well, I mean the covering face veil for the women.
Okay.
Yes. I'm concerned if it is, an obligation.
Okay.
For all women, Muslim women, to carry this one.
Okay.
Or not? Is it an obligation or not?
Okay. That's it, Brother Muhammad?
And the same, yes.
You have any other question?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
It's also related to the clothes. Is it only black clothes are obligation for Muslim women?
Okay. Okay. Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad there from Mauritania. We also have Brother Ayman from Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You're live on Ask.
Alaikum salam. Good evening to you and to the Sheikh. Please, I have 3 questions I want to know. I want to know what's the meaning of this ayah. تعالوا أماطلوا ما حرم ربكم عليكم ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا. My second question is...
Can you repeat the ayah? Sheikh, did you get the ayah? Okay.
تعالوا أتلوا ما حرم ربكم عليكم ولا تشركوا به شيئا وبالوالدين إحسانا.
Okay.
And the second question, I want to know the explanation of this hadith, إنما الأعمال بالنيات والكل ما نوى. My third question is, I want to know I want to know what do you mean this الحسنات يذهبن السيئات, and I want an example for it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, goodbye.
Okay, there's Brother Ayman there from Egypt. Let's look at Sister Nooni's question. I think she was talking about combining the prayers. If there is a specific distance, she mentioned 90 kilometers. And she wants to know that if when she's traveling, when she returns home, she can still do the Jama.
Okay. I believe that Sister Nooni has a confusion between joining prayers and shortening prayers. Joining prayers, it's called in Arabic Jam'a. And it's like the plus. That's why you say the adding process in mathematics is called Jam'a. And shortening prayers is called Qasr. Now, Qasr is the sunnah for any person traveling. And there isn't a specific distance for traveling, which means that if I travel a distance that in my city, they considered it among themselves to be a traveling distance, then this is traveling, whether it's 80 kilometers, 100 kilometers or more. But if I go to another location, even if it's 120 or 150 kilometers, yet the people would not consider it to be traveling. They would consider it to be in the same city. It's a big city, like in the case of Mumbai, for example. It takes you 3 hours to go from one end to the other. So in this case, this is not traveling. You cannot shorten and you cannot join or combine prayers. So if you're traveling daytime to your work and the people consider this to be traveling, then yes, you can shorten prayer. This is a sunnah. Providing you shorten it out of the border of your own town. While you are within the borders of your own town, your hometown, you cannot shorten prayers. And after you leave the borders, you can shorten prayers. Now, joining prayers is easier in the sense that if Dhuhr prayer time was due when you were in the other city and you did not pray it on time, and you decided to pray it when you come back home and you reached home after Asr, then you pray Dhuhr 4 rak'ahs because you've reached your town, and then you pray Asr 4 rak'ahs as well.
And you combine it there at home.
Yes.
Her second question, I think it's about the qunut, which is the dua in the Fajr prayer. She wants to know the ruling.
The only school, to my knowledge, that considers qunut at Fajr to be sunnah is the Shafi'i madhab. And the majority of scholars consider this not to be part of the sunnah. And this is exactly what the companions used to say when asked about offering qunut in Fajr. They said, my son, I prayed with the Prophet ﷺ, with Abu Bakr, with Umar, with Uthman, and with Ali, and none of them offered qunut within Fajr. Therefore, it is not part of the sunnah, and one must avoid it.
Okay, we have Brother Sadiq from Cyprus. Assalamu alaikum, brother. You're live on Ask Their questions, please.
Walaikum assalam. Hello, can I have a question, please?
Of course, go ahead, please.
I watch your program as much as I can every day.
Alhamdulillah.
Yesterday, I think, there was one question about Salatul Bitr. From the children, I learned we eat after 2 rakat in Bitr.
2 rakat, the witr prayer you're talking about?
Salatul Bitr.
Okay.
We sit with 2 rakat, we pray. Perform, then I sit. Then I stand again and I finish this.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't understood the last
Okay, we'll try to clarify to the Brother Sadiq there.
And sir, I am Hanafi Mazhab. I put my hand on where is my belly button.
Okay.
But some says you put in the middle of your belly or your chest.
Okay.
I wish to know which is that should do
Okay.
I do?
Okay.
And it's the same for Muslim, men and women pray the same.
Okay.
Or there is any difference?
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, that's Brother Sadiq there from Cyprus. We also have Sister Umar from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum. Sister, you're live on Ask Huda. Your questions, please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Go ahead.
I have a question for the Sheikh.
Okay.
In the previous episode, he had mentioned not to specify specific sheikhs when referring to different questions. But what if you're someone like me who is a revert to the religion, and we don't know who the reputable sheikh